So I'll be putting the cover on this low center. And of course, remember, this is not done according to any code, and don't follow my way of doing things because it might not work for you. So here I am running the same test that I run before. I'm powering a small tool. So this is the battery bank, about 100 amp hour. And what I did was basically use the same setup as before. These are all individual battery packs with their own BMS and with the balancers. These three are 20 amps each. So I can run just 3 of them, or I can run these additional ones. And instead of using the bus bars here, I have rewired the system using this low center here. This is a square D QO setup here, and this combines all the battery bank into this low center here, so it's sort of like a combiner. The QO breakers are also DC rated, so they should work, I hope. And I modified the low center somewhat. Instead of the 2 phases, I combined the 2 phases to make the positive, and then the neutral bar here, I use it for the negative. So the 2 cables would run out from here and then goes into the inverter here. This would be rated at 3000 watts peak and probably about 1500 watts, but I intend to use no more than 600 or 700 watts out of this, even though that it has a 100 amp capacity. So it works pretty good with a chop saw like this. It wouldn't work with something like this. This is 15 amp, and the charger I use is still the same. This is just 30 amp, and I have about 15 amps of solar panels outside. So I have a voltmeter here, and then I have a power source coming from the solar panel to run a small fan. I'm going to wire it up eventually so that this would be thermostatically controlled. I would just put the temperature sensor in one of the units here, and it will just automatically turn on when the temperature is maybe about 75 to 80 degrees. The fan would turn on using the solar power. So the voltage coming in is 18 volt, and this buck boost converter would change it to 12.6 or 12.8 volt, and it will come on automatically. So I want to make the video before I put the cover on, and this would be the setup I would use when there's a power outage. It probably can run a small refrigerator for a while until the power would come back on. It's not a big setup. It can run pretty much what I need it to run. And how you design your power bank system is of course dependent on what you want to run. If you want something bigger, then you need a bigger inverter, bigger power bank. But for my purpose, this seems to work well. I especially wanted to try the panel out here to make sure that nothing trips when I use it. I definitely would only use it when I am actually physically here, checking to make sure nothing overheats or nothing gets tripped. All right, thanks for watching.